Conversations about the latest and the greatest in the world. We can talk about that man, or you can tell me about old girl. Got a secret, hey, don't lay it on me. You need a friend, I'll be your big homie. Let's take a sip and talk it out. Therapy without the couch. On the rocks is what you need. Come toast reality with me, hey. Now tuned in to Rhonda on the Rocks. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. How do I get this off my screen? All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. Clearly, I'm still trying to get it together. But I am back. Like literally back. Not just back to the podcast, but back home in Chicago. I've been doing a lot of traveling over the last couple of months, over this last year, and it has been so enjoyable. My goal for this year was to go somewhere every single month, and so far we're 4 for 4. So February I went on 2 trips. January I did not go on any trip, but I'm using one of February's trips for January, if that makes sense. So technically it's been 4 months. I've gone on 4 trips. And it has been a blast. I love to travel. That's one of my absolute favorite things to do. So it has been a blessing to be able to do that. With that being said, rest in peace to Spirit Airlines. I am not a huge Spirit Airlines fan. I've, in fact, only flown Spirit one time. But I know people who fly Spirit regularly, and a lot of times I do that because of how affordable it is. And so rest in peace to a complete airline that we've now lost, and how it's going to impact people's ability to travel. If you think about people who have large families, like Spirit Airlines was kind of a lick because they could get a lot of tickets for a cheap price. And it's unfortunate that people don't have that option anymore. And we know that the other retailers, or the other airlines rather, are just going to skyrocket their prices. And so it just boxes people out of travel. And I hate that, because travel is such a big part of my life, and it always has been, even growing up. We didn't fly a lot growing up because my dad didn't like to fly. He hated to fly, as a matter of fact. I've never been on a plane with my father. I've never known my father to go on a plane. So we drove a lot, but we still were able to see the world. We did a lot of road trips growing up. The furthest we went is from Chicago to California. It took us 2 days, but we stopped in Vegas. We stopped in Colorado. On the way back, we stopped in Oklahoma, New Mexico. Just a good time, a really good time. We stopped in Atlanta coming home. And so said all that to say, I really hate how losing Spirit Airlines is going to impact people's ability to travel, maybe even my ability to travel, because I'm not opposed to getting on a Spirit Airlines flight. It's definitely not my preference, but I wasn't opposed to it if it came down to it and me needing to get somewhere close. And so Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot going on in this economy. I live in an area where the gas is typically not as expensive as the city. When I say the city, I'm talking about the city of Chicago proper. Um, I pay 4.70 for a single gallon of petroleum today. A single gallon, I pay $4.70. I can get a meal from Wendy's for that same price and be full all day, or at least for a couple of hours. And I just paid that for 1 gallon of gas. I had, I think, like 300 miles till empty, and my tank holds about 550 gallons. So I'm like, 550 miles is probably like the max. I don't know exactly how many gallons. Shit, I just got this car. So I'm like, okay, it's at 300 miles to empty. Like, I can probably put a quick 25 in there and fill it up. 50. It cost me $50 to put 10 gallons of gas in my car. 47, but $47 is 50 to me. So it's just a lot going on. We done lost Spirit Airlines. Gas is so high, it's hard to travel via road trip. Like, it's like the pandemic all over again, except we're not stuck at home in the sense that we would get sick with leaving. We're stuck at home because it's too expensive to go and to do and to be. And that just pains me. That just pains me. So shout out to the Spirit Airlines employees. I hope that you're able to bounce back very quickly in this economy and find work, hopefully with another airline, if that is your dream, because you enjoy working in airlines, or in is that what it's called? That you enjoy working for an airline. But if not, then I hope that safely. I don't know what just happened. What happened? Am I still there? Okay. Hopefully there's still people watching. If y'all can see and hear me, please say yo, because I don't know if y'all can see or hear me. But anyway, that's that. All right, let's jump into the weekend rundown. So many wonderful things have been happening. There's a song we used to sing in church. So many wonderful things about Jesus. So many wonderful things about him. And there's just so many wonderful things that have been happening in my life lately, particularly over the past couple of weekends. Okay, y'all can hear me. Perfect. Okay, that works. Thank you. All right. So last weekend I had an opportunity to go to Atlanta, Georgia for the Black Effects Podcast Festival. Y'all, what a time. Like, what a freaking time. I got to meet Deontay Kyle. I got to just be in the presence of a bunch of Black podcasters. I didn't realize how many people have podcasts. Like, that is a lot of us. It's a lot of us out here with podcasts. But I got to just be in the presence of other people who are doing what I want to do. Of course, I got to hang out with my homie from the Boy Please Whatever podcast, Mr. D. Smith. Shout out to him. While he was there, he got to record with one of his favorite podcasters ever. You'll have to go over to his show to find out who that is. But it was just amazing. Like, Kev on Stage was there. Clarissa Shields and Papoose were there. Very, very weird couple. Very weird. Oh, just I'll get into more of that later. But anyway, I also had an opportunity to pitch my podcast to iHeartRadio. So that was exciting. I ended up pitching it twice, and let me tell you why. So first, you have to wait. When you get there, you wait in this line, and when you get under the tent, they're like, okay, you're gonna say your name, give your email, say your email, and then pitch your podcast. So I am thinking that there's gonna be like a camera recording me. And I also didn't practice saying my email. Like I practiced my pitch, but I didn't know I was gonna have to say my email. So I get in there and my cousin is recording me, and I'm like, what's up, everybody? My name is Rhonda Elise, host and creator of the Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. My email is OTR on the. Y'all, I cannot get my email out right. I couldn't. It was all messed up. And then I just pitched the podcast and I was done. So when D came, he was standing in line to pitch his podcast. So I stood in line again so I could get that email right. Because if iHeartRadio is looking for me, I need them to be able to email me at the proper email. So I re-recorded it. I pitched it twice. And hopefully they reach out to me and we'll see what happens from there. Also, huge shout out to my cousin Chill, my cousin Chelsea. We call her Chill, Chelsea, whatever. She came down to Atlanta with me for the weekend, and baby, we had a time. We had a ball. If you know my cousin Chelsea, she is a very like boisterous, outgoing, big personality, fun, colorful hair. Like she's just a ball of fun. And we had an opportunity to hang out while I was out there. She also got some merch made. She got a Rhonda on the Rocks jacket made. So I had made a jacket for myself. I bought a patch like on Amazon and ironed it on and like made this really cool Rhonda on the Rocks jacket. And she ended up having a friend of hers make her a jacket as well. And I was so surprised when I saw her jacket. Of course, I burst into tears because it wouldn't be me if I didn't burst into tears. And also her friend made us some Rhonda on the Rocks t-shirts. It was just a blessing to have someone there to experience the things with me. Cause I mean, I was going to Atlanta. I'm fine with traveling alone. I like to travel alone, but it was nice to have someone who was there, who was going to like take pictures of me and like just when we were at the festival, she was like introducing herself, then bringing people to me to introduce me, so that I was able to make these connections with people at the festival. So shout out to my big cuz Chelsea. I love you down, girl. I love you down, and I really, really appreciate you for traveling with me. Nika, if I need security, I definitely know you coming. I know how you feeling about me, baby. So I already know how you coming. I already know. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to doing more events like that. It was just cool. Like I met this guy. His name is Trinity. He has been on a bunch of Tyler Perry shows. He's currently on Zatima. He's like a very, very beautiful white man. I think he's biracial. He looked more white Saturday, but he might be biracial. Anyway, it's pictures of him in my reel on Instagram. Also, if you are not following me on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, if you're not following me on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok at Rhonda on the Rocks, RHOCKS, please do so. And also, if you are not following the Boy Please Whatever podcast, get on over there and subscribe to his as well. That is my homeboy. I wouldn't have known about the festival if it was not for D. So I really, really appreciate him. I also appreciate my brothers who just encouraged me to spend the money to go. I live in Chicago, so it's not cheap to just pick up and go to Atlanta. And I packed up and went, and I give God glory that I had the ability to do that. Hey, Jeremy. So I was really, really happy about that. Also, if you know, I have been an assistant principal and an interim assistant principal at a high school here in Chicago for the last 6 months. What started out as a 30-day little one and done turned into a 6-month life-changing experience. And so this past Wednesday, the 29th, was my last day doing that. And y'all, baby, that's why I'm drinking. This is Crystal Light Lemonade. That's why I'm drinking this now. I cried so much last week between the podcast weekend and wrapping up my time as an AP. I cried so much, y'all. I think I might dehydrate. But anyway, that has been such an amazing experience. Shout out to my girl Latifa, who is the dean over at the school that I was at. My job was to coach and manage her, and baby, my girl is flourishing. She's a star, and I'm so incredibly proud of how much growth she has and how much work she's done. And dealing with my personality ain't nothing easy, especially when it comes to kids and especially when it comes to work. I can be a little bit of a stickler. Like, who you see as Rhonda on the Rocks is not who you see at the schoolhouse, baby. I still am like jovial and I'm funny, but I'm very much about the business. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 6 months. And one of the things that I learned being back in a school full time, because as you know, I've been out of a school for the past 5 years, still working for a school district, but not housed in one particular school every single day. And I'm going to preface this by saying it's not everybody. Okay? I'm going to preface this by saying it is not everybody. A hit dog will holler. So if you are offended by what I'm about to say, chances are I'm talking about you. These parents of today ain't shit. I'm sorry. So many parents lack good common sense. So many parents lack empathy. So many parents just lack the ability to raise moral children. And it's sad. It really is sad. And I'm not saying this applies to one particular race or community. I'm saying across the board with people raising children right now. And I know people are like, well, Rhonda, you don't have no kids. Yeah, I don't. And I'm glad, because I don't want to raise my kids with y'all kids. I don't want to have to be a parent at the same time that you niggas is parents, because y'all, everybody's checked out. Everybody's checked out. The kids just come into school every day. We try to call parents when kids are doing something that they don't have no business doing, and y'all don't want to answer the phone. Y'all want to answer the phone. Y'all got the school number blocked. Why? Why y'all got the school number blocked? If there's an emergency, how are we supposed to get in touch with you? Or your kid has done some harm to someone else and you tell us, I don't know what y'all gonna do. You the mama. You the birthday. You're the dad. You're the birthday. Okay? But you are telling school administrators, I don't know what y'all gonna do with them. Well, is there someone available to come pick them up? No. Are you giving them permission to leave school early and go home? No. Huh? I just told you your child is in here causing harm to someone else. And the bigger issue is we act like this is not a real thing. We act like this is not a real thing. And meanwhile, the very same kids that y'all want to come up to the school when they dead ass wrong and defend them and cuss the school administrators out, these very same kids ain't reading on grade level. My God, today. They not writing incomplete sentences. When they send an email, they put the entire email in the subject line. Why? Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? They be fresh as hell, though. Fresh. Wigs, long. Lashes, fluttering. Sneakers, bomb. Okay? All of that is intact. Their reading comprehension is not. Math skills, no. None of that is going on. And it really is sad. So there was a video that has gone viral of a young man who was recording his peers reading. He was recording his peers reading a sentence off of a note card. I'm finna let y'all watch it. Now bear with me because my media be messing up. So hopefully this plays. Okay, play it live. It says playing live.
This part for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were. Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
Now explain what that means.
I don't know.
Oh! She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro, but somewhat.
The first word that everybody stumbled over was silhouette. Okay? Silhouette and extraordinary. They couldn't read it. Now, I'm just taking a wild guess, but these students look to be about high school age. About high school age. I don't know what exactly the grade level is, but they all look to be about high school age. And they were struggling to read the words silhouette and extraordinary. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. So the young man who recorded his peers who were unable to read off of that note card is now suffering the consequences of his peers not knowing how to read. The school board is trying to take his prom from him and also trying to prevent him from walking the stage and graduating. What he got to do with his peers not being able to read? How is that his fault? And people are saying, oh, he was humiliating them. No, if you dumb enough to get your dumb ass on this camera and you know you can't read, why would you let this nigga record you? You know you cannot read. You didn't say, oh, let me practice real quick. Before you let him record you, that's on you. That's not on him. And that's what I'm saying. So now everybody's so sensitive. Oh, they were humiliated. What that got to do with him? They ought to be humiliated. They should be humiliated, and their parents should be humiliated because they are unable to read very basic words in high school. I can imagine a fifth grader having the word silhouette on a spelling test. Third grader, extraordinary. So now this young man is in trouble for allegedly humiliating his peers when all he did was say, hey, read this card and let me record you. And they did it. Well, they didn't do it because they couldn't read it, but he's now suffering the consequences. I just have a big issue with that. There are way more reasons why we should be taking a kid's prom or their graduation from them. Way more reasons. Quite frankly, if you're not reading silhouette and extraordinary, you shouldn't be graduating. Why are you being promoted? Because graduation is a promotion to the next level. If you can't read silhouette and extraordinary, then you're not ready to promote. You're not ready to go to the next level and you can't read, honey, baby. We have to make it make more sense. Jamaica says, whew, that's not even all of it. One girl straight up said, I can't even read, bro. Wow. My cousin Nika said, I told my girls there's nothing cute about a dummy. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing cute about being an idiot. And then you grow up and you in my inbox wanting to date. You grow up not being able to read silhouette and extraordinary, and then you become a man, and then you trying to holler at women, and you can't even string a sentence together. What are we doing, y'all? What are we doing? Like, aside the joke and the funniness of it all, aside from all of that, what are we doing? Are we not concerned about not having no doctors, no lawyers, no nurses in the next 10 or 15 years? I know them words in that medical book are much harder than silhouette and extraordinary. Golly! Like, I know they are. So if we're unable to read that, and then they going to college and dropping out. Yeah. Maybe they're mad because he exposed the educational system. Who allowed this? I don't know, girl. I don't know. I don't know. I am absolutely floored. So free that young man till it's backwards. If he does not get an opportunity to go to prom, I really hope that his family does something else to celebrate him, because he does not deserve to lose his senior privileges because his peers are embarrassed by their own deficits. If you're that embarrassed, get in somebody's office hours. Get in somebody's tutoring. You should have ran straight to Sylvan Learning Center after you got up off that note card. If I was a parent, I'd be like, well, damn. You out here not being able to read silhouette? But you can tell me every song lyric. You can tell me what kind of shoes. You know all these designers. You probably ain't saying their names right either, but you know all of these designers and all of this, just everything else in the world, but what you need to know. And if I didn't see this firsthand regularly, I wouldn't maybe have such a big opinion about it. But I 100% am against that young man losing any of his senior privileges because of that video. Them being humiliated is not on him. They are humiliated because they are humiliated. That ain't got nothing to do with that young man. So shout out to him. Thank you for shining light on that. And I hope that it gets better. And I hope that children also understand, if somebody walk up to you and tell you to do something with a camera in your face and you're not ready to do it, that you say, no, thank you, I'm not interested. That's okay too. It wasn't like they didn't know they were being recorded. They knew. They knew that they were being recorded. It was not like they did not know they were being recorded. They absolutely were. They were aware. So what did he do that was wrong? I don't know. Jada said, bring back whoopings. These kids don't have the fear of the belt. They don't fear anything. A belt? They don't fear anything. As a matter of fact, their parents fear them. Their parents are afraid if I tell my kid no, they're going to be mad at me. You think I give a damn about a kid being mad at me? The only person I care about being mad at me is God. Anybody else, you could be mad as hell. Put you a cape on and be super mad. I don't give a fuck about a kid being mad at me and I'm the one paying the bills. I'm the one taking care and you're mad? Be mad. That's your emotion. I'm not going to stop you from being mad. But I bet you I won't give a damn about it. If you wrong, you wrong. That's it. They should have put they should have put those other students back to the 6th grade. Look at me not even being able to read. Jesus. She said they should have put those other students back to the 6th grade. They should have put them back somewhere. Somewhere. As a matter of fact, don't put them back anywhere. Put them at the front of the class. Right up front. So there's no distractions. They looking straight at the board. They looking straight at the teacher so they can get and gain all knowledge that they need. But yeah, so I said all that to say, like, my time being an assistant principal was very, very fruitful, very, very fulfilling. I loved it. I'm going to miss the people that I got to work with. on a regular basis. And of course, I'll still see them. That's still always going to be my school in the other work that I do. So I'll still see them on a regular basis, just not in the same capacity. But yeah, I just want our parents to do better. And I know they always say, like, well, Rhonda, you don't have no kids. You don't understand. You don't have kids. I don't. I've never given birth to a child, but I have so many kids in my life, so many young adults in my life that I've had a huge impact on them. And I would tell them the same thing that I'm saying on this podcast. I would tell them the same thing. Ask them. Ask them. My godkids, my nieces and nephews, my advisees, kids that I've worked with, they know I don't do dummy. I don't even play like that. Like I genuinely don't. You're gonna have some sense in your head and some sense about you if you around me at any given time. At any given time. So, whoo, just had to get off of that soapbox. All right. Moving on to the next segment of the show, Love Bites. There are no updates. There are absolutely no updates to my love life. The only thing that I can say, I got back on Facebook dating. I think I mentioned this last week. I got back on Facebook dating, and I've been a little bit more open to like sharing my phone number with some of the gentlemen that I talk to. But usually once we get to a texting like via phone stage, that's where the conversation goes to die. I don't know what to do. I feel like a lot of these men that I meet wouldn't have been able to read off of that note card either. That's fucked up to say. I'm not confident that they would be able to read off of that note card either. And it's not because I think that they lack intelligence. I just think people just lack conversation skills. Like, I am a natural converser. Like, I like to talk. Obviously, I like to engage in conversation. So I don't have a problem talking. I genuinely don't. Like, I do a pretty good job of yapping. But what sucks is when you meet people who don't know how to engage in a conversation, and it turns into me just asking questions, like one question after the other, one question after the other, one question after the other, and they give me an answer. So for instance, I'll ask a gentleman like, "Oh, do you have kids?" "Yeah, I have a 8 and a 9-year-old." "Okay." And then it's their turn to ask me, "Do you have kids?" "No." "Do you want kids?" Like, it doesn't, most of the time it doesn't happen. Like, I got an 8 and a 9-year-old. And I said, "Oh, okay." And then I don't want to, was it a boy and a girl? Where do they go to school? What do they like to do? Like, I don't know where to go after that if you just tell me that you have an 8 and 9-year-old and then you don't say nothing else. Or I'll say like, though, "Oh, how's your day been?" "It's been good. I went to the gym today and I'm kind of sore from the gym." "Okay, you work out?" This is them. "You work out?" Yeah, I just started working out pretty consistently in August." "Okay." And I'll say like, "Okay, well, do you work out?" "Yeah." I just don't know where to go from there, because then it's going to be, "Oh, where do you work out?" "Okay, how often do you work out?" Like, where's the back and forth? So that's been my struggle lately. I don't know. Child, it at this point, it is what it is. It is what it is. I had a friend tell me this week that he feels like the spark or I forgot how he worded it, but basically like I'm just on some fuck these niggas shit. And my hope for love seems to be like fading. He's 100% correct. He not wrong at all. Like I genuinely am just like, whatever. Like I don't have the capacity to give a damn anymore. I just don't. Like I hate that. Like I may even take the love bites section out of this podcast because there's nothing to share. Like it is not going well. And in terms of like, I don't want to frame it as losing hope or having lost hope. I just don't care anymore about it. Like I'm just, and this is me being like super, super vulnerable. Like I genuinely am just like, fuck this. It's not adding anything to my life. Like I do like to go out on dates. Be nice to get a little dick every now and then. But other than that, like I don't really have to do this. I really don't. Like I have a very full life without a partner. And I don't feel like I have a void or anything like that. Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm just starting to feel like the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Like y'all just go ahead. Everybody just leave me alone. I'm good. And I'm just gonna pour into me. So there's that. Love bites. We'll see if this segment continues. Maybe not. All right. Last segment that we're going to get into that actually speaks to what I was just talking about dating. It's called Bald-Headed Hoe Shit is this segment. And I saw a video on Instagram. And the caption was like, does size matter? And so, of course, I'm like, girl, yeah, does size matter? So I click on the video, and it was not what I expected. But it was 100% something that resonates with me. So I'm going to play the video for you really quick. Y'all know y'all got to give me a minute with this tech, but I'm going to play the video for you. Hold, please. Oh, and I did have to speed up the audio a little bit, so I'm going to play it twice. But I had to speed up the audio a little bit because the platform wouldn't let me upload it because it was too, the file was too big. So I had to speed up the audio, but I am going to play it twice so that we don't miss anything. All right, here we go.
Do you think that size plays a role in men taking women serious?
Yes.
It does, right?
Yes. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it to
Thank
anyone.
you. People don't
realize that when I was big, I was in a relationship, but look at how he was treating me. You know what I'm saying? My friends let us say this. They let it be like, girl, you still had men on you when you was big. And it's like, yeah, I did. But it wasn't the same caliber of men that are on me now. Yeah. It wasn't the same seriousness of how a man is on me now. Like, yeah, men were on me. I always had like an aura to have people feel me. So I don't think that someone big can't find love. I don't believe in that. But I will say for me specifically, I literally am the example. Like from how I look now to how I looked then, it's not the same. The same men that want me now did not want me then.
Thank you.
People are delusional. Like, this is just reality.
Yeah, it's reality.
It is,
like, it's
real.
just the point. People love to be like, you say that, but you have men. You don't know what I had.
Come on.
I had men, yes, but like, some men are not taking you serious. They don't want to be out on the red carpet.
They don't want to take you nowhere. Just want you to pull up to the crib. They just want to fuck. It's never nothing serious. And that's what I'm at right now. Like, yeah, of course I can say I got niggas. All they want to do is hit. Nobody asking me to go out. Nobody's buying me no flowers. Nobody's out for me no gas. Nobody's doing nothing. All they want to do is hit.
Sorry, I know that was fast, but I'm going to play it one more time.
Do you think that size plays a role in men taking women serious?
Yes.
It does, right?
Yes. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it to anyone.
Thank you. People don't
realize that when I was big, I was in a relationship, but look at how he was treating me. You know what I'm saying? My friends let us say this. They let it be like, girl, you still had men on you when you was big. And it's like, yeah, I did. But it wasn't the same caliber of men that are on me now. Yeah. It wasn't the same seriousness of how a man is on me now. Like, yeah, men were on me. I always had like an aura to have people feel me. So I don't think that someone big can't find love. I don't believe in that. But I will say for me specifically, I literally am the example. Like from how I look now to how I looked then, it's not the same. The same men that want me now did not want me then.
Thank you.
People are delusional. Like, this is just reality.
Yeah, it's reality.
It is,
like, it's just the point. People love to be like, you say that, but you have men. You don't know what I had.
Come on.
I had men, yes, but like, Some men are not taking you serious. They don't want to be out on no red carpet.
They don't want to take you nowhere. Just want you to pull up to the crib. They just want to fuck. It's never nothing serious. And that's what I'm at right now. Like, yeah, of course I can say I got niggas. All they want to do is hit. Nobody asking me to go out. Nobody's buying me no flowers. Nobody's out for me no gas. Nobody's doing nothing. All they want to do is hit.
Whew. Man. It almost brings me to tears how much that video resonates with me. Shout out to the Just Us podcast for that clip and for those women being so brave to even share that. So essentially, the question was posed like, does size matter to men when it comes to dating? And the one woman who was maybe like Latinx said, yeah, when I was heavier, the same men that wanted me when I was heavier are not the same men that want me now that I'm smaller. And people always say to me and to other women who have been heavier and lost weight or whatever is, well, you always had niggas. You always had guys. People like you. And it's like, true. But the caliber, the type of men who liked me when I was heavier, and this is just me being real, I'm speaking from my experience. The type of men who liked me and wanted to be bothered with Rhonda when I was big Rhonda on the rocks. Big rock, okay? Big rock. When I was big rock, bigger rock, because I'm still maybe medium rock now. Large rock, because that's what size my clothes are. When I was big rock, the type of men that I was attracting is nothing like the type of men that I attract now. Now, is it significantly better? In some ways. The one Black woman said, or the one Latinx woman said, like, yeah, when I was bigger, I had a boyfriend, but look how he treated me. I've experienced that. Not really wanting to go out. Not wanting to be photographed with you. Not wanting to take you anywhere, or just treating you like you can't get nobody else. That is very, very real for plus size women who are dating, heavier women and men, I imagine, but I'm not a man, so I can't speak to that. But like, I've been a big girl all of my life. And the way that I was treated in romantic relationships is starkly different from now. And I know you might be saying, like, you just said, like, you ain't really meeting nobody. But the caliber of men is better. I just don't want to be bothered. But back then, like, guys felt like I should have been lucky that they were trying to talk to me. Or that I should feel honored, like, at least somebody trying to talk to your big ass. Like, my ex was abusive. Beat me up. Physically, verbally. He used to say things like, you look so ugly when you cry. Or he would say things like, I miss when you used to get up and work out. Like, you're just so lazy now. Like, wild stuff like that. And that's not to say that all of that has something to do with my weight or my size, but I believe in his mind, he did not think that I felt like anybody else would want me. And so I was willing to deal with that, listen to that, accept that, because I was a big girl. Still am a big girl. Smaller, but still very much plus size. A 14 is a plus size. And so I wonder how many other plus size women deal with this. And what's so funny is, for men, they feel some type of way when we as a woman say size matters. They feel some type of way when we're like, yeah, I don't want no man that ain't showing up. You ain't gotta be a horse, but you gotta be a pony, nigga. Like a donkey, something. Like women, I don't feel like women are like, your dick not big, so you ain't worth nothing. Women be working with that, like, well, it ain't as big as the last one I had, but he's a nice person. He has a genuine heart. He really cares about me. We look over stuff like that. We learn to cope and to deal with it, and we figure other things out. A nigga, not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. The one girl said, like, men just want to jump up and down on you, like my dad used to say. When you're a heavier woman, men just want to have sex with you. They're not trying to take you out, buy you no flowers, wine and dine you. And again, just like I wasn't speaking about all parents, I'm not speaking about all men. But there's a larger community of men who feel that way than not. There's a larger community of men who fetishize, I think that's the word, plus size women, but won't want to take her out, want to spend time with her, won't want to actually date her and be her boyfriend. They'll be the first ones to say, like, oh, well, we're not in a relationship. And I genuinely don't know why that is. And I definitely have found myself trying to overcompensate. And I believe that is why my dating life has changed so drastically too, because I don't give a fuck about overcompensating. Back in the day, when I was heavier, I felt like I had to, because I've always earned well. So I felt like I had to spend the money. I had to show off. I had to do that because that would keep men around. Ooh, I'm telling my business today. That's what I felt like. I felt like it would keep men around. And so I didn't mind paying for the dinners. I didn't mind getting a birthday gift. I didn't mind, putting a little extra on the travel if we were going somewhere. I didn't mind doing that. I felt like I needed to. And a lot of it was attached to my own insecurities. I allowed that due to my own insecurities. I can't blame just the man. I can't just blame the man for that happening. I have to acknowledge that a lot of my insecurity about my weight and how I looked and how I felt was because it contributed to how I showed up in dating relationships. And now, as a woman who is still plus size, but substantially smaller than I was even last year, I have noticed a significant difference. Even in the type of men that I am confident enough to approach. It's been shoot your shot city over here lately. Like, I go out and see some fine shit, and I don't mind talking to him now in this body. But Rhonda, May of 2025, I maybe make a joke, try to give homegirl vibes, because I felt like that's the category I was going to be put in anyway. Or we were going to have sex, or they were going to want to have sex with me. But I knew it was one or two buckets. I was going to be the homegirl, or some type of resource for something, or I was going to be a mattress, a trampoline, if you will. I was told once, if I lose 100 pounds, not only would I have a boyfriend, I would have a husband, and even the white men would be after me. Wow. That's insane. I'm sorry. That is insane to say to a person. But I wonder how much people think about how that impacts the people that they're saying that to. Do you mind sharing if that was a man or a woman who said that to you? I'm just curious. Do you mind sharing if that was a man or a woman that said that to you? I've been told that plenty of times. Plenty of times. Not the part about white men being after me. I actually prefer if white men are not after me. I'm scared of y'all. But I've definitely been told, a man said it, a black man. I could have guessed that. I didn't want to make an assumption. That's why I wanted you to say it. I could have guessed it. I could have guessed that it was a black man who would say to a black woman, if you lose 100 pounds, somebody will want you. Come on, man. Would you want somebody to say that to your daughter? Would you want somebody to say that to your bald-headed, goofy-ass mama? Like, oh, I don't know why we live in a society that feels like things like this is okay. Because it's not. It's not. But I also don't know what to do about it. Right? My reasoning for getting weight loss surgery had more to do with my health long term than it did my physical appearance. I would say my health was about 70% of it. My physical appearance was definitely 30% of the reason why I got on that table. No bullshit. I wanted to look what I consider better. But it wasn't about a man. It wasn't attached to a man. It wasn't like, oh, if I do this, then a man will want me. It's weird. I've had someone tell me too, like, you know, you do have a lot of guys that like you, but the caliber of men changes when you're smaller. Is that true? Yes. But like, is that where we at? That I have to change something about my physical appearance to attract a man that's willing to buy me flowers. I have to lose 100 pounds for a man to be kind and generous to me? What if I was fat and happy? Now I gotta be skinny and sad to be treated nicely by the opposite sex? Y'all, we gotta think about this. We gotta, this can't be it. This can't be it. And then you wonder why women become very like apathetic about dating. Like, it is what it is. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. We get in these places because it's like, look at all of the things that we have to contend with. And I'm not a man, but I just don't feel like it is the same for men. I do not feel like men have to think about all of the things that they need to change about themselves to attract quality women, because quality women are everywhere. We're everywhere. So I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't have a solution. If y'all know somebody who maybe got the answers or solutions, tell them to hit me up. They could be a guest on the show. They could be a guest on the show. We can really dive into it. Like, where does this come from? I can understand a person not being attracted to you. That's fine. I'm not attracted to a lot of type of men. It ain't got nothing to do with size, because it's some big niggas out here that I want to take down. Do you hear me? I want to take them down so bad, it just don't even make no sense. Bigums. Big. Yeah. And the taller, oh, my. My. Baby. They talking about putting me through the mattress. You see, I've been in that gym. Got to make sure I got my stamina up. Because it's some big niggas out here that I would take down in a heartbeat. So it ain't even that for me. It's not even that. I think men just don't have to live by so many rules to have quality romantic relationships. They don't have to follow the same rules that women have to follow to have quality relationships. And it's unfair. So do we just sit back and be like, well, that's life. That's just how it goes. I don't know. I don't have a solution. I genuinely don't have a solution. But shout out to the big girls. We are motherfucking tea. And don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Don't let not a soul tell you nothing different. You're still that girl and will always be that girl. And if it's a man out here that just wants to jump up and down on you or don't want to actually treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, fuck him and everything that he stands for. Straight like that. You don't have to give your time. You don't have to give your energy. You don't have to give your resources to people who are not going to respect you, to people who are not going to pour into you in the same way that you would pour into them. And I mean that. I mean that. And if that means we out here like a bunch of single women with a bunch of dogs, because I don't like cats, they scare me, creepy. If we just out here with a house full of dogs, then that's what it is. But lowering our standards and accepting any kind of treatment for the sake of having some dick and some company, we're done with that. We're done with that. Those days are over. And what I do believe is that the God I serve is mindful of me. He is mindful of us. I do honestly believe that there is someone out there for me because it's a desire that I have. But in the meantime, between time, I'm not just dealing with anything. And you shouldn't either. Okay? All right, y'all. That is all I have for today. My mouth is dry. I've been talking my ass off. And I also have another podcast to do in about an hour. If you didn't know, I am a co-host on the podcast, The Reality Kingdom, where we review reality TV shows. So I do Real Housewives of Atlanta on Mondays live with The Reality Kingdom. And I also do Summer House on Saturdays. I think we have maybe 5-6 more weeks with that at 6 p.m. So if you're not doing anything later, subscribe to The Reality Kingdom here on YouTube, and you can catch me live with the Reality Kingdom. We be having a good key. We have a good time. I really do like being a host on there. Like I said, when I went to Atlanta, I met a bunch of people. So I'll be doing some collaborations with people. I'll be having some guests soon. I haven't had guests in a while. And I know y'all get tired of just hearing old Rhonda on the rocks. But I do plan to have some guests soon. So stay tuned. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today, but people who just have been rocking with me for the longest. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you to everybody who joined the Rhonda on the Run challenge for April. We walked 6.4 million steps in 30 days. Me and the group, 6.4 million steps in the month of April. And so we're doing it again for the month of May. I was really excited that people were like, no, let's keep going. Because after April, I was like, well, people don't want to do nothing else. That's cool. But no, there was quite a bit of interest in doing a May challenge. So we're doing that now. We're using a separate app. So if you are interested in doing Rhonda on the Run for the month of May, please inbox me and I will send you the link. I'm not posting it publicly. I learned from April that I don't think it's a good idea to post links like that publicly. As I go through this like podcaster, content creator journey, I'm learning something new every single day. And so I learned from that experience. Posting the Rhonda on the Run link public was not a good idea, and I won't be doing that again. But if you are interested in joining the May challenge, you can inbox me. And if I know you, I like you, I love you, I'll send you the link. And if you're crazy, I'm not going to send it to you because then we have a issue like we had last month. All right. Yes, I will put the links in the comments here on YouTube so that y'all can subscribe to the Reality Kingdom. You can subscribe to the Boy Please Whatever podcast. And if you're not subscribed to me, you can subscribe to me. Okay? I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Shout out to Jamaica. My friend Jamaica is in the comments. If you were here at the very, very beginning of the show, I played my theme song. My friend Jamaica, who's in the comments, shout out to, she is Jamaica Lachey. She is a singer, songwriter. She wrote and recorded my theme song. And I literally told her, like, I just want something that sounds like this. And I sang a little something. And the girl is so creative. She took that and like created a whole song with lyrics. The first time I heard it, what do you think I did? Burst into tears. But yes, shout out to Jamaica. I love you. Thank you so much for everything that you have done for me and the Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. And yeah, that's it. I'm out.